Today's call is titled with just two words, try again. You see, I think these two words are some of the most important in our entire language. If you consider every major accomplishment in the world today, the individual responsible for it said these words often. Thomas Edison was born about 10 miles from where I live here in Ohio, a little town called Milan. And he was challenged one time, asked that he had failed over 10,000 times to develop the light bulbs. And I loved his response to that. He was quoted as saying it wasn't a failure. He successfully found 10,000 ways a light bulb would not work. So what if he didn't try again? What if he said, that's enough, I failed? One of the quotes that I really think he had, a lot of good quotes if you look it up, Thomas Edison, a lot of good quotes there, or a lot of wisdom in this man. He said this, and this is a quote, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always just to try one more time. And I think that those words are extremely important for anything that we want to accomplish in our life. Let's look at how we can benefit using these words in our dealership and in our lives. Say it often. I encourage everybody to look at your life and evaluate ways that you can improve. Some common things I hear when I call and talk to dealerships about the service department. I don't have the time to have my advisors perform a walk around. I don't have time for installing another process. Generally, anything that starts with I can't, I won't, or I don't ends up being an excuse. Smoking is an example I often use as illustrating a bad habit in our life. They quit for a while and then start back up. They might say, well, I quit for a couple weeks and then I said just one cigarette and ended up smoking a pack or two a day again. And if you think about it, what better two words to use in that example could be said than try again? I personally use my own weakness. I love food. You give me a nice cinnamon roll, one of those Amish baked cinnamon rolls, and I'm thinking, oh, let's throw some ice cream on that. These foods are not good for me. And if I combine eating poorly without exercise, guess what? I gain weight. Now, when I commit to try again, that doesn't mean that I accept the failure of the past. I think what we have to do is learn from it. If I know that I have these tendencies, then I have to implement the good habits into my life. Good habits such as exercising. Where one of these, I wear a Fitbit and I monitor how many steps I walk every day, and I track it. I watch what I eat. Guess what? My weight goes down and I'm healthier. If I don't do these things, then I'll have to say those two words again. I'll try again. I'll try again. Isn't a failure. Doing nothing or illustrating anything as an excuse is unacceptable. Every one of us has an area of opportunity for improvement in our lives or in our dealerships. We may use examples where we've fallen short of the goal set. Look at what is happening in your life right now in your dealership. Set some goals and get in the habit of saying often, try again. Mean it. I think it's important that you not expect failure when you use these two words. You see, sometimes we can use that as a reason to fail. Yeah, I can always try again. I'll give up now. I'll try again sometime in the future. That's not a logical way to use these very critical words. Try again. Set a goal and accept nothing less than your best effort to achieve it. Mean it. When you set something out you want to change in your life or in your dealership, mean it. If you look at typical dealership and the leadership functions that a lot of us have on this call, you look at the leadership required. A lot of times I would see people make excuses for the team why we can't do it or why it's not a good time. Even, gosh, Bill's on vacation and Tom's off sick today. We can't do it properly. When you set something in place, a process, it should be an expectation for your entire team to accomplish. That's the kind of commitment that's required. Mean it. Determine what it takes. Time spent determining what is the best practice to achieve the desired result is critical to reach your goals. An example for our dealership might be that customer intake process in service. It might be, what is the best way to schedule appointments? How long does it take our service department to do an oil change? Your entire team must develop standards for excellence with the understanding the customer is the ultimate reason we're in business. The standard should always be in our lives individually also. If you never reach out for improvement, what is your chance of achieving any? Now, for me in my life, some of these things might be hitting in your own personal expectation or where you've individually fallen short. And if we look at the examples of in our own lives where we have fallen short or we've not met an expectation, we've not achieved our goal, I can understand discouragement. I can understand a doubt here and there of the ability of being able to accomplish it. But you know, one thing is for sure that I can't understand. I would never accept in my life, and I hope you never accept it in yours, is that when you do fall short, that's okay. I expect that. What makes it different is when you do fall short, you get back up. You dust yourself off, and you put the new expectation into your position in your life and say, I'll get it the next time. I'm going to try again. Thanks for your time. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now. People will always follow the path of least resistance. And if you think about that,
people following the path of least resistance. So what's a good manager? Someone that makes the path of least resistance compliance. And one of the things when we talk about effective labor rate and of service advisors, and believe me, I have done a lot of homework on this. It's one of the things I not only talk about often, it's a critical component of being profitable. So picture this happening at your store. I'm an advisor, and I quoted $50. So I'm doing my estimate, and the technician goes, I need 1.5. That was a rusty bolt. I need 1.5 for this. And you go, all right, whatever, I don't want to argue with you, so the path of least resistance then is to let that tech roll. So they're billing the RO out, and they go, oh man, that's way over my estimate. What's that advisor do? Well, the path of least resistance is just to cut the bill. I'll cut the price down. I'll keep the tech happy, but I'll go ahead, let's try $40 an hour. Oh man, I'm still $15 over. Let's try $30 an hour. Oh, now I'm 20 below my estimate. Print. Press the print button. You see, and the thing about that is that then no one's looking at that. Very few of us monitor that. I love some of the programs that are coming out right now where we can actually analyze with pushing a button who is compliant to the program. But are you looking at exceptions reports? Are we asking the advisors in your team what they've done? Same thing with the tech accountability. When we want to know we're standing firm on our pricing structure, we have to ask a few questions, don't we? Hey, what happened? Would you look at this RO with me? What happened on RO 18652? And you bring it up on a screen and you go, we got 2.5 hours and its effective rate of only $18. And if it was their cousin or them following the path of least resistance and making a tech happy, what happens with that? They go, I don't know how he found that. How did he find that RO? They've never asked me about anything like this. So in their brain, in the thing, that little thing between our ears, I guarantee you, again, I'm not a mind reader, but I can tell you they're thinking that. Well, I can't be discounting like that anymore, can I? He's looking. They're watching this thing. They're serious. They're looking at this.